Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraya Nashtapraya Sabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavatir Naishtaki. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 47, The Song of the Bee. We are reading slokas 53 onwards. We will be reciting the sloka 53 and then read more slokas and then discuss. Shri Sukha Uvacha Tataha Taha Krishna Sandesai Vyapeta Viraha Jvaraha Uddhavam Pujayam Chakruhu Nyatva Atmanam Adokshajam. Sri Sukha Uvacha Tatastaha Krishna Sandesai Tatastaha Krishna Sandesai Vyapeta Virahajvaraha Vyapeta Vrahajvaraha Uddhavam Pujayam Chakrur Uddhavam Pujayam Chakro Nyatvatmanam Adokshajam Nyatvatmanam Adokshajam. Shri Sukha Uvacha Tatastaha Krishna Sandeshai Vyapeta Vrahajvaraha Uddhavam Pujayam Chakrur Nyatvatmanam Adokshajam. Shri Sukha Uvacha Tatastaha Krishna Sandeshai Vyapeta Virahajvaraha Uddhavam Pujayam Chakrur Nyatvatmanam Adokshajam. Tatastaha Krishna Sandesha Keta Virahajvara Tatastaha Krishna Sandesha Apeta Brahajara Yam Chakro Atvatmanam Adokshajam. Shri Sukha Uvacha Tatastaha Krishna Sandesha Apeta Brahajara Uddhavam pujayam chakru Shri Sukha Uvacha Tatastaha Krishna Sandesham Petavyahajaram Uddhavam pujayam chakru Natvatmanam adhutmikram Sukha Uvacha Uddhavam pujayam chakru Matajis Shri Sukha Uvacha Tatastava Krishna Sandesham Ekavyahajjara Nyatvatmanam adhokshajam Krishna Sandeshe Ekavyahajjara Uddhavam pujayam chakru Nyatatmanam adhoksha. What word meaning? Sri Sukha Uvacha. Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, Tataha, then, Taha, they, Krishna Sandesai, by the messages from Krishna, Vyapeta, removed, Viraha, of their separation, Jaraha, the fever, Uddhavam, Uddhava, Pujayam Chakruhu, worshipped, Nyatva, recognizing him, Atmanam, himself, Adokshajam, as the Supreme Lord. Translation. Sukadeva Goswami continued, Lord Krishna's messages, having relieved their fever of separation, the gopis then worshipped Uddhava, recognizing him as non-different from their Lord, Krishna. Please repeat responsively. Sukadeva Goswami continued, Lord Krishna's messages, having relieved their fever of separation, the gopis then worshipped Uddhava, recognizing him as non-different from their Lord, Krishna. Purport. Srila Sridhar Swami states that the word Nyatvatmanam Adokshajam also indicate that the gopis recognize Lord Krishna to be the very soul of their lives and thus spiritually one with them. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Sakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkrapatamaham Bande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhabhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pastachade Satarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In this section, we are reading how Uddhava came with the message of Lord Krishna, and the message is delivered to gopis. And after getting the message, because they never received anything from Krishna, and they were having the feeling of separation, which is said here as jvara. Jvaram means actually fever. It is experienced by them after Lord Krishna went to Mathura, saying that he will come back. He didn't come back. It's a separation. So it is mentioned in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was actually experiencing same feeling of separation. In fact, he came to experience that. What is this mood of separation? One of the internal reasons of Lord Chaitanya's descent. So, Srimati Radharani, of all the gopis, Srimati Radharani is the best, and her feeling is what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to experience. So it is described in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita how when there is feeling of separation, which results in a kind of a fever, it's like burning. There are some bodily transformations, 10 kinds of bodily transformation. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was experiencing all of them, by the way. So it is explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita, quoting from Lalita Madhav of Srila Rupa Goswami, that one of the 10 symptoms is Vyadi, disease. So, it is described in there, Lalita Madhav, that Srimati Radharani is speaking to Lalita Shaki, saying that Radharani is telling, I am not able to bear the fever of separation. It is like, fever means what? Your body is not able to manage normal function. Some pathogen enters into your body, some internal fight goes on, the body says, not able to manage. Then the symptom is the body temperature rises. 99, 100, doctor is sitting here. If it goes 101, 2, 3, 4, then it is a serious thing, Too much heat is going to affect your bodily functioning. So you have to reduce the temperature. Doctors will put ice bag on the head. Come down, cool down. Radharani is telling this is increasing, not decreasing only. Increasing. How much it is increasing? She is telling that it is exactly like in a earthen pot. Molten gold. Gold is melting point. You bring it up the melting point, you put in the molten pot. So it's heavily burning. It's burning. And it is, Radharani is telling, piercing like a thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is very powerful. Thunderbolt can break even the mountains. And if you take the thunderbolt and pierce your heart, how it will become? If you pierce with the needle only, it is painful. Thunderbolt is very powerful. No? It is piercing like a thunderbolt. And she is telling, as if I am dead, like, a person affected with cholera. Suppose the temperature increase 105, 106, person will be dead actually. Not dead medically. As good as I am dead, even though I am living, as good as I am dead. And this fever is unexplainable. So much pain it is giving. And this is what the fever of separation being talked about. See, Rupa Goswami explains very detailed in Lalita Madhav. So, so this is exactly known as Virahajwara, the fever of separation. And there is no remedy to bring other than thinking about Krishna. If he's thinking about Krishna only, the pain only increases because of separation. Increasing. So, that is actually reduced now in this particular verse, as it is mentioned, by receiving the message of Lord Krishna. SriSriRadhaRasbihariTemple ki, Sri Sitaram Lakshmanaman ki, Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So, it was kept on increasing. Now that Uddhava has brought the message, so they are relieved. Oh, okay, Krishna actually remembered us. He has sent some message. And they appreciated Uddhava's visit and they worshipped him. And in the purport, Srila Siddhar Swami states that Jnatvatmanam Adokshajam also indicate gopis recognize Lord Krishna to be very soul of their lives and thus spiritually one with him. Our soul, we are soul. And by identifying with the body, we think something different. We are not thinking aham brahmasmi, I am thinking aham sariram. Idam sariram. Parinama peshala. Kulashekara would say, my body is me. So as long as there is a duality, existence in two, then all kinds of miseries, sufferings happen. So here, the gopis do not think that their soul is different. So, okay, the first thing is between soul and body, and then between soul and super soul. That is another thing. Even a realized person, I am aham brahmasmi, still he thinks that I am the servant of Krishna. Here, they don't consider themselves having a different existence than Krishna's existence. It's not to say merging into the Brahman, that's a different thing. Individuality is kept, but still they don't consider the life worthy of anything other than serving Krishna. That is the pinnacle of devotion. Even devotees, they think, what is for me? What is, if I do this, what will happen? Happens, calculations are. So the gopis, here Sridhar Swami explains that they considered the very soul of their lives, Krishna to be the very soul of their life. So when that is the case, it is pure Krishna consciousness. Krishna's satisfaction is the only criteria, nothing else. Even for that they will have to suffer, they are ready to go for that. So in that way, they were spiritually feeling one with Krishna. So I will read few more slokas, and as we read, we will talk, keep noting down. So next day. Sloka 54. Uvasakiti chanmasan gopina vinudan suchaha Krishna lila katam gayan ramayamasa gokulam. Translation. Uddhava remained there for several months, dispelling Gopi's sorrow by chanting the topics of Lord Krishna's pastimes. Thus, he brought joy to all the people of Gokula. Purport. The great Acharya, Srila Jiva Goswami, comments in this regard that Uddhava, during his stay in Vrindavan, certainly took special care to enliven Krishna's foster parents, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda. So, Uddhava, he spent several months Several months. He didn't just go and come back. He spent there. And his being there dispelled the sorrow of gopis because, by the way, Uddhava is appearing like Krishna also. In his appearance, in his dressing, it's like Krishna. Plus, he is always engaged in discussing about message of Krishna and glorifying the pastimes that were being performed. So in that way, it was continuously dispelling their sorrow. And that brought joy to the residents of Gokula, to the, all residents, gopis, gopas, elderly gopas, friends, everyone. And Jiva Goswami specifically mentions he was enlivening Krishna's foster parents, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maya. Yavantahani nandasya vraje vatsit sa uddavaha brajaukasham kshana pranyai asan krishnasya vartaya. All the days that Uddhava dwelled in Nanda's covered village seemed like a single moment to the residents of Braja. And Uddhava was always discussing Krishna. The time, how we perceive, is very interesting. Even though Uddhava stayed in Vraj for several months, we said several months, at least more than 2, 3, 4 months. For the residents, it appeared like a single moment. It went like that. Sometimes when you are absorbed in certain activity, you don't recognize time passing because your consciousness is absorbed. If you are very absorbed in social media to put something and you go on and on, then after some time, hey, so much time I spent. So social media has such a power to keep you so absorbed, attentive interaction with social media. You don't see the time passing by. So they were not in social media, it's the transcendental media from Uddhava. They didn't feel time passing by. Sometimes we are so absorbed in the material activities. One birthday comes, and next birthday comes. Hare, 1 saal ho gaya hai. We are so absorbed. So busy with material activity. Sometimes say, Hare, 10 saal ho gaya hai. Hare, I joined 20 years back, 20 years passed away. Time keeps going. But when you don't get what you desire, what you wanted, the time takes a long time to go actually. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Yugayitam nimishena. Ek nimisha, 1 minute actually. Minute. It looks like yuga. Long time. When one is in separation, you want Krishna. Krishna is not there. And for you to spend the time is very difficult. It takes long time. It looks like yuga. I want it, not happening. You want something, not coming. So it is same time actually. If you possess what you have it, you are so absorbed that you don't find time passing away. And if you don't have it, and you are desiring to have it, and then it looks like very difficult to pass time. Very difficult to pass time. 56. Saridvanagiri dronir vikshan kusumitam druman Krishnam samsmarayandre me aridaso vrajaukasam. That servant of Lord Hari, seeing the rivers, forests, mountains, valleys, and flowering trees of Vraja, enjoyed inspiring the inhabitants of Vrindavan by reminding them of Lord Krishna. Srila Sridhar Swami points out that Uddhava wandering about Vrindavan, he reminded Vraja's residents of Krishna by asking them questions about the pastimes the Lord had performed. In each of these places, namely the rivers, forests, mountains, valleys. Thus, Uddhava himself enjoyed great transcendental bliss in their association. So, in these several months of Uddhava's stay, so he was interacting with the residents of Vraja, and he was asking from them, what happened here, what happened there. So all these pastimes were narrated. Some pastimes are narrated by the Gopas, some pastimes are narrated by the elderly Gopas and Gopis, some pastimes are related by the young Gopis in different rasas. So, Uddhava was getting more and more inspired to be there in Vraj. So he was astonished. Oh, Lord Krishna was performing, because this is all unknown to Mathuravasis. You can't expect Krishna to do things in Mathura that he has done in Vraj. It's not. That's a royal place. So royal activities happen. In Vraj, it's a very informal, that's a formal place. It's an informal place. So in all these places, he was enjoying. Oh, Krishna has done this, Krishna has done that pastime. So all the pastimes. So he spent so much time in relating to all these pastimes in different places in Braj. 57. Drishtvaivam adi gopinam Krishna veshatma viklavam Uddhava parama pritas Tanamashyanidam jagau. Translation. Thus seeing how the gopis were always disturbed because of their total absorption in Krishna, Uddhava was supremely pleased. Desiring to offer them all respects, he sang as follows. Uddhava is going to sing. Viklava, mental disturbance, should not be confused here with ordinary material distress. It is clearly stated that Uddhava was supremely pleased, and he felt this way because he saw that gopis had attained the highest state of loving ecstasy. Uddhava was an exalted member of the court of Dwaraka, an important minister in world political affairs, and yet he felt the spiritual urge to offer his obeisances to the glorious gopis. Although externally they were mere coward girls in an insignificant village called Vrindavan. Thus, to explain his feelings, he sang the following verses. Srila Jiva Goswami states that Uddhava sang these verses daily while he was in Vrindavan. Mental disturbance, Viklava, means not acting in a very appropriate way from the material standards. Mind is not properly nor interacting with the body. Mind-body problem actually. Mind is doing something, body is doing something else. Suppose I am thinking something, I want to lift this. I say that I want to lift this, I am lifting. So you know that there is a coordination. I say something and do something else. Pagal bolta hai. Mentally disturbed person, he may just talk anything, irrelevant, inappropriate. And gopis were like, they were talking. You can see that In the Bhagavad-gita earlier we have read, Radharani is talking to the, bumblebee, saying so many things. Many more things they can do. So, from the material point of view, somebody may say that crazy hai, ye pagal hai. So, go and admit him in the mental hospital. Thana, Pune, mental disorder. But there is a transcendental position in which when you are so absorbed in Krishna consciousness, you act like mad. Like mad, not mad. Meaning, if you are so absorbed in Krishna consciousness, what you are talking and doing will not make any sense to the person who is on the bodily concept of life. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Ramananda Rai in the conversation on the banks of Godavari, you are a madman, I am a madman. Hum dono pagal hai. So you do one thing, I am going to South India, I will come back to Puri, and you also come to Puri, we both will have good association. Pagal ka saath pagal jamta hai na. So you are also a madman, I am also. This is mad for Krishna. When you are in full absorption of Krishna consciousness, your activity doesn't make any sense to the ordinary person. Because ordinary person is thinking, on the material platform. On the transcendental platform, the activity will be very different. And in the mood of separation, when you are undergoing so much pain, then you act like Pagal. In Vrindavan, there is a Pagal Baba ashram. No? Pagal Baba ka ashram hai. I don't know the history, but I can at least understand that he must have acted, in a Pagal Jaisa. Ye log soche Pagal Baba hai. He must have been the most advanced devotee at that point of time, actually. इनके लिए तो आश्रम बनाया, नहीं तो मेंटल हॉस्पिटल बनाता था. आश्रम बना के उधर क्यों पूजा कर रहे हैं? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one of the purpose, internal reason for descent is to experience this madness. How Radharani is so mad? Why she is talking like that? He cannot understand unless he takes the mood of Radharani. So one of the reasons, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, during the daytime, chanting, dancing, feasting, everything. In the night time, in Gambhir, in the association of Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar Goswami, experiencing this mood of separation. Crying clubs, crying for Krishna. And Swarup Damodar Goswami will recite some verses that will pacify him. Entire room is locked inside Gambhir. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is missing. Hare, kidhar gaya? Door is locked, wall is there, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is out. He went through the wall and is lying down near Simhadwar. Then they have to go and pick him up. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the mood of separation, he would brush his face against the wall. If you go and brush against the wall, it will be blood oozing, right? And these people have to catch him. Who will do that? If you go to mad hospital, they will do it actually. They may do it. Normal hospital, they may not. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they have to pacify him. Whenever he sees black water, the ocean water also, he thinks it is Yamuna and jump into the water. Who will jump into it? He sees the Parvat, sand dune. He thinks he'll go over them, running towards the sand dune. So these are all only kind of mentally unbalanced person can do from the material point of view. But what is being said as something not good from a material point of view, from the transcendental point of view, this is the highest form of Krishna consciousness. Of all, this is what the gopis are experiencing. This is what Gopi, they are acting like Pagal, and everybody thinking the Pagal. Uddhava could understand. He is a great scholar. He is a great scholar. Jnana Mishra Bhakta. And he could understand that, no, he can't compete with that. He can't compete with that. So, by seeing the mentally disturbed condition in Krishna consciousness, Uddhava was very happy. He is very happy. He has never seen devotees like he has seen. All Mathura are also devotees. They are also devotees. Vaikuntha is a devotee. Everybody is a devotee. Without being devotee, how can he be associate of Krishna? How can he live with Krishna? Everyone is a devotee, but there are different levels of devotion, different levels of interacting with the Krishna and Krishna interacting with you. And he has never experienced anything like this. He has never experienced. So by seeing, he became very pleased. Very pleased. And unless it is good, how can he be pleased? Suppose some normal madman, you don't get pleased, you try to cure. Here, this is something he becomes very pleased. And he is actually ready to offer his obeisances to them. So it is explained the purport. Uddhava, who is from Mathura, later on going to be in Dwaraka, he is a minister. He is one of the ministers actually. He is a minister and very well versed with politics and very great scholar, Brahaspati's disciple. And he was, so where is his position? And these are all ordinary village girls, covered girls. From the normal material point of view, the city people go to the village, they think that these are all local people. Culture nahi hai. We are very cultured like that. So here Uddhava is ready to actually offer obeisance. That means that we have to see what is the position of these gopis. Unless he has such a great appreciation for them, and unless they have something which you don't have, you respect somebody when you see somebody is having what you don't have. A poor man respects a rich man because he knows that I don't have money, he has money. So, uneducated person respects the educated person because he has that and I don't have. So you don't have something, somebody has, naturally feel that he is superior to me. You take it. You don't compete. Here, Uddhava, he is completely flat. This is one of the reasons that Krishna sent him. Jaki dekhiya, you will find out different levels of devotees there, more advanced than what you can see in Mathura. So, Uddhava was humbled. When you see a great person, you become humble. You become humble in front of a great person. So, Jiva Goswami says that this prayer, not just once, every day he was reciting. Every day he was reciting these prayers. So, one of the prayers we will read, Uddhava's prayer. Etaha param tanubruto bhuvi gopavando Govinda eka nikilatmana nirudhabhavaha Vanchanti yadbhava bhivyo munayo vayamcha Kim brahma janma virananta kata rasasya. Uddhava sang, among all the persons on earth, is a certification. Uddhava is conclusion. Among all the persons on earth, these covered women alone have actually perfected their embodied lives. For they have achieved the perfection of unalloyed love for Lord Govinda. Their pure love is hankered after by those who fear material existence, the great sages, and by ourselves as well. For one who has tasted the narrations of the infinite Lord, what is the use of taking birth as a high-class Brahmana or even as Lord Brahma himself? Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that here the term Brahma Janma Bihi, Brahmanical births, refer to the threefold births by seminal parenthood, 2. Sacred thread initiation, and 3. Sacrificial initiation. These cannot compare to pure Krishna consciousness. So now, Uddhava's conclusion is that the gopis' perfection, the gopis' consciousness that they have achieved is actually the ultimate goal of life hankered by anybody, even including great sages. It is exactly what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established in his conversation with Ramananda Rai. So on the banks of Godavari, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on his South India trip, on the advice of Sarabhauma Bhattacharya, he met Ramananda Rai, who was actually the governor of Madras, Kovur. So, in the conversation, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, what is the ultimate perfection of life? Please quote from revealed scriptures. So, Ramananda Rai started with following the Varnashrama Dharma. He said, reject, and started the surrender. Okay, it went on and on and on. And when he came to the level of full surrender and Jnana Mishra Bhakti, pure devotional service, love of Godhead. Chaitanya said, go further. Then he said, pure devotional, Krishna Prem in Dasya. And then in Sakya, Vatsalya and Madhurya. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, very nice, you have described very nicely. That is Krishna Prem in Madhurya Ras is the best. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, can you tell something more? He said, what is this? Nobody has ever asked like this more than this. I don't know anything. You are only making me to talk. You are only making me to talk. So, then Ramananda Rai said that there is one topic that I can talk, but I don't know whether you will be happy to hear that. So, in that, Ramananda Rai wanted to say the mood of separation in which you become mad. This is exactly this gopis of Vrindavan are experiencing. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately covered his mouth. No, don't talk. He didn't talk actually, he only said the topic. Topic sunkar ki band kar di. What is that mood of separation? The mood of separation in which you become mad. Srimati Radhika, when she sees a tamal tree in bread, she thinks Krishna is standing there. Krishna is also black, tamal tree also is black. So she goes to embrace Krishna, but she ends up embracing the tree. Then she finds, no, this is not moving. Krishna will move, no. Not a tree, madness. See the rain cloud, you can get reminded of Krishna actually. Same thing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to experience. That is what you are experiencing in the winding pastime, the final pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is full of this. And who is associate? Lalita and Vishaka Saki in the form of Sarup Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Rai. Others are all keep distance. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Through Ramananda Rai has established that the madness in the mood of separation from Krishna is the highest goal, and that is experienced the highest level Mahabhava by Radharani. It only can be experienced by Radharani. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can experience because he is Krishna in the mood of Radharani. We can aspire to be little bit, one tiny bit of it, not much more than that. So here, Uddhava is confirming that, saying that what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established is already confirmed by Uddhava, that this is the pure love anchor, this acting like mad for Krishna in the Krishna Prem is the highest thing anchored by the great personality, including the great sages. And this is the ultimate goal of life. See, Uddhava, great scholar, is confirming here. Later on, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to exhibit how this is confirmed by through the mouth of Ramananda Rai. And Uddhava is telling what is the use. If one has even little bit taste for this, what is the use of taking birth again in the material world in any capacity? High class Brahmana or even Lord Brahma himself. If suppose somebody says, we will give you one drop of Krishna Prem or one lifetime in another universe, universe's lifetime, Brahma's lifetime. You can't be Brahma here, no vacancy. If you want to become Brahma also, you can't say that, hey, Brahma nikal jao, main baith jata hu. Wo nahi hota hai. Krishna will send you to another Brahmanda. Because creation is going to happen, so he will make you Brahma there. Then what happens? You will have to spend the whole life there. At least here to Brahma ko humko malum hai. Udhar to life mein it will be more than that. So, a single drop of Krishna Prem is much infinite time more than becoming a Brahma also actually. What to speak of becoming something else? Brahma is the topmost. If you are a Brahma in the universe, you are the big boss. Any problem happen, they will all come to you. My dear Brahma, this happened. My dear Brahma, that happened. Where else they will go? Top boss. So, Uddhava is telling here, what is the use? So, the gopis are experiencing that. Gopis are experiencing that. He is telling that even a small, tiny drop of what you have, that love for Krishna, if one can have that, that is the ultimate perfection. And that person need not even think about becoming a Brahma elsewhere. Not even going to think about becoming a Brahma elsewhere. So that is actually the highest position of the gopis that Uddhava was experiencing. Here, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains about, so this could indicate Brahma as well as high class Brahmana. So Brahmana, some lower class person want to become higher class. So wanting to become Brahmana, so the threefold birth by Brahmana, here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains. Seminal parenthood, somebody is born to a Brahmana. Normally is called as Brahmana, even if whether he possesses those qualities or not. And sacred thread, initiation, by means of initiation you are becoming a Dvija. Second birth. By birth you are a Shudra, by second birth you become a Brahmana. In fact, what is the great thing about Brahmana? Even the birds are called Dvija. Bird also take two births. Once the bird lays down the egg, that is like a birth, it is coming out of the mother. It's like a birth. But still, it is still inside, encaged in the shell. And then the bird hatches the egg. Again it takes birth, again one more birth. That's a Dvija, two births. And it is also sacrificial initiation that is explained by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. I wanted to talk one more sloka, but time up, so we will conclude here. So in this session, we have discussed how gopis received the message of Lord Krishna from Uddhava By receiving that, their ever-increasing fever of separation, Virahajwara, subsided. Exactly like a high fever person's head, some ice bag is put on his head, the temperature comes down. Like that they got relieved. And Uddhava spent several months in Braj, interacting with the Brajavasis and inquiring from them the various pastimes that Lord Krishna performed, and he was taking great pleasure hearing from them, and he was also giving pleasure to them by giving the message and glorifying Lord Krishna. And such long time of several months for Brajavasis, it went like this because every day they were enjoying the association of Uddhava, and Gopis' behavior, which could be called inappropriate, and they are feeling the heat of separation, they are acting like mad. In fact, that is the very highest level of Krishna consciousness, devotion to Lord Krishna, and that is what one can aspire for, and one actually performs devotional service to go towards that highest goal. And when one follows the footsteps, how do we get it? Footsteps of the great devotees. You can't become a Brajavasi without following the footsteps of another Brajavasi. They guide you how to serve Krishna. And our Brajavasi is Srila Prabhupada, and Prabhupada is giving us the wonderful facility to perform devotional service, and given us the wonderful knowledge in all of his books. And by simply reading those books, hearing from the books, discussing about the topics, and rendering devotional service, one can aspire to become a madman, following the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. To some extent, you can't become as mad as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by the way. So you can become a small mad person, rendering devotional service and pleasing Srila Prabhupada and SriSriRadhaRasbihariTemple. We'll stop here. Any comments or questions?
मैं हिंदी में बोलूंगा, चलेगा ना?
चलेगा, मैं भी हिंदी में बोल सकता हूँ थोड़ा थोड़ा.
ये वर्स नंबर 52 ले जाओ तो. एक्चुअली मैं तैयारी किया था क्लास के लिए, लेकिन
By the way, actually today's class His Grace Devakinandan Prabhu was supposed to give, and he was not feeling well. Yesterday night he called me, can you give the class? So by his mercy I am sitting here, and now since he has prepared, he will give the additional supplementary class. Yes, Prabhu.
तो ये जो वर्स नंबर 52 है, ये अंतिम वर्ष है कृष्ण के स्मरण का गोपियों के प्रति, गोपियों का कृष्ण के स्मरण का. तो ये श्लोक जो है, इसमें दैन संचारी भाव का प्रकट किया गया, गोपियों ने किया. संचारी भाव 32 प्रकार के होते हैं, उसमें से एक होता है दैन संचारी. तो ये दैन संचारी भाव जब उदय हुआ, तब गोपियां कहने लगी, स्पेशली श्रीमती राधा रानी कह रही हैं, इतना पीड़ित है राधा रानी कि यहाँ पर कह रही है 2 बार हे हे. उन्हें इतना दुख है, कहते हैं हे नाथ, हे रमानाथ, हे ब्रजनाथ, आरतीनाथ नाशनम. तो नाथ का अर्थ है, राधा रानी कहती है कि मैं सब कुछ आपको अर्पित कर दी हूं. आप मेरे इंद्रियों के मालिक हैं, आप मेरे शरीर के मालिक हैं, आप मेरे मन के स्वामी हैं. हो सकता है कि आप मथुरा में हैं तो रमानाथ हैं, हो सकता है रमानाथ है, मथुरा के लिए आप रमानाथ है. लेकिन इसका राधा रानी किस रूप में ले रही है, सनातन गोस्वामी इसको क्लियर किए हैं. रमानाथ का अर्थ बताए हैं, रम धातु से ये रमा हुआ है, और रम का अर्थ होता है कांत, आनंद, कृणा स्थली इत्यादि. तो इसका रियल अर्थ हुआ हे रमण, हे अनाथ। रमानाथ का मतलब रम अनाथ इति रमानाथ। तो राधा रानी कह रही है कि अरे हम तो बंधे हैं, आप हमारे नाथ हैं, मेरा सर्वस्व आपके हाथ में है, लेकिन आप कैसे हो? अनाथ, आपका कोई मालिक नहीं है। यदि आप आना चाहें तो मथुरा से अभी आ सकते हैं। क्यों आ सकते हैं? कारण क्या है आने का? तब कह रही है ब्रज आपका है, आप ब्रज के नाथ हो, ब्रज के सर्वस्व लोग आपको अपना नाथ मान रहे हैं, और आप आरतियों का दुख हरण करते हो। जब द्रौपदी आर्त भाव से पुकारी तो आपने द्रौपदी का रक्षा किया। गजेंद्र पुकारे, नहीं पहले गजेंद्र का कहते हैं, पहले गजेंद्र पुकारे तो आपने आकर के रक्षा किया। गजेंद्र से आपका क्या संबंध था? द्रौपदी पुकारी, आपने रक्षा किया। द्रौपदी से आपका संबंध था, आपकी सखा है, लेकिन ब्रजवासी लोग सबके तो आप प्राण हैं। तो ऐसे ब्रजवासियों के लिए वो आज आर्त भाव में है। इनके आर्त को, इनके दुख को आप दूर करो। और मग्नम उद्धार, यदि आप कह सकते हो तुम गोपियों, तुम में उतना प्रेम नहीं है, मुझे मथुरा में ज्यादा प्रेम मिल रहा है, तुम लोगों में उतना प्रेम नहीं है, तो मैं क्यों तुम लोगों के पास आऊं? राधा रानी कह रही है कि मंदराचल पर्वत में कितना प्रेम था आपके प्रति। जब मंदराचल पर्वत डूब रहा था तो आप कच्छप रूप धारण कर करके उसका उद्धार किया। जब मंदराचल का आप उद्धार कर सकते हैं, क्या हम लोगों का आप उद्धार नहीं कर सकते हैं? और फिर कहते हैं गोविंद, आप गोविंद हैं। अरे आपकी गौवें जो हैं खा पी नहीं रही है, सदैव वो मथुरा तरफ देख कर करके और रो रही हैं। ग्वाल बाल, गोपियां, ब्रज भूमि, गो का मतलब इंद्रियां, गो का मतलब गौ में, गौ का मतलब पृथ्वी, ब्रजभूमि सब उदास पड़े हैं। जितने पत्ते हैं सब पतझड़ जैसा लग रहा है ब्रजभूमि में। आप गोविंद हो। अरे हमारे लिए नहीं तो इन ब्रजवासियों के लिए आप आइए। उतना के बाद फिर नहीं मानी राधा रानी। ये जो संचारी भाव है उसमें दैन संचारी है। इसका मतलब कि सर्वस्व छोड़ करके कृष्ण में लगी हुई हैं और करे गोकुलम। आज गोकुल जो है दुख के समुद्र में सब लोग, नंद बाबा, यशोदा मैया, ग्वाल बाल, सब के सब लोग। अरे ठीक है, हम प्यार नहीं करती हैं, क्या नंद बाबा प्यार नहीं करते हैं? यशोदा मैया प्यार नहीं करती हैं? अरे उन सब के लिए आप आओ। जब इस प्रकार से राधा रानी बिल्कुल मग्न हो गई कृष्ण के चिंतन में, सब जगह से अपने को हटा करके सब गोपियां, राधा रानी, क्योंकि ये लोग मन मनस्का थी। इसी के पहले अध्याय में भगवान श्री कृष्ण स्वयं कहे हैं कि हे उद्धव, मैं क्यों तुम्हें भेज रहा हूं? उद्धव पूछा, आप क्यों इतना चिंता कर रहे हो इन गोपियों के विषय में, ब्रजवासियों के? मन मनस्का, ये लोग मन मनस्का। मैं कई एक बार इसको बताया हूं कि मन मनस्का का मतलब जिसका मन मुझ में लगा हुआ है, जिनमें मेरा मन लगा हुआ है, और जिनमें हम एक दोनों का मन लगा हुआ है। ये ब्रजवासी लोग ऐसे थे। जब इस प्रकार से राधा रानी ऐसा कह रही थी, गोपियां ऐसा कह रही थी, तब अचानक जो उद्धव से संदेश सुने थे गोपियां, संदेश देखिए दो भाग में है। एक भाग में है निर्गुण ब्रह्म का। जब निर्गुण ब्रह्म का संदेश जब सुना रहे थे उद्धव जी, तो गोपियां उद्धव गाली देना शुरू किए। कई, जिस तुम ब्रह्म का बात कर रहे हो उसका बाप कौन है? उसकी मां कौन है? वो कहाँ का रहने वाला है? क्या करता है? अरे हम अपने ब्रह्म को जानते हैं कि नंद बाबा का छोरा है, गाय चराता है, महारास करता है, इत्यादि इत्यादि। तो एक तो उसका बाद के जो सेकेंड भगवान का संदेश था वह गोपियों से लगा हुआ था। जब महारास हुआ कैसे कुछ लोग आ सकी, कुछ नहीं आई, और जो आई वो भी, जो नहीं आई वो भी, वो सदैव मेरे साथ रहती है। तो उसके बाद ही ये श्लोक यहाँ पर हुआ है। तब उद्धव जी ने बताया था तो उस वाणी पर ध्यान दी, और तब गोपियों का रे ये तो चमत्कार हो गया। गोन वर्स नंबर 53। संदेश से उन लोगों को भगवान का दर्शन हुआ। एक आचार्य कहते हैं कि भगवान का जो संदेश है, दुखी वे लोग रहते हैं जो भगवान के संदेश को नहीं समझते हैं, जो गीता को नहीं समझते हैं, भागवत को नहीं समझते हैं, वो दुखी रहते हैं। लेकिन जो संदेश को समझ जाते हैं वो कभी दुखी होंगे ही नहीं। जब समझ जाएंगे हमें देह नहीं, हम आत्मा है, तो उन्हें कुछ दुख ही नहीं होगा। तो संदेश न समझने से ही दुख होता है। दुख का कारण है संदेश न समझना। तो ये जो श्लोक है ये रियलाइजेशन का श्लोक है। दोनों के लिए रियलाइजेशन है। किनका किनका? गोपियां भी रियलाइज की कि उद्धव कौन है, और उद्धव भी रियलाइज किए कि गोपियां कौन। तो अब गोपियां का जो उद्धव जी से संदेश सुनी तो कहते हैं विगत ज्वर, जो ज्वर था वह अब खत्म हो गया। विरह ज्वर, व्यापेत विरह ज्वर, विरह ज्वर जो था वह अब खत्म हो गया। और वे गोपियां, उनका बुखार उतर गया, और पुनः जिन उद्धव को उलाहना देती थी, यहां तक एक बार कह दी गेट आउट फ्रॉम हियर, जाओ यहां से, हम तुम्हें सुनना नहीं चाहते हैं। इतने कड़े शब्दों में जो उद्धव इतने सम्मानीय हैं, बृहस्पति के शिष्य हैं, कृष्ण के मंत्री हैं, कृष्ण के दैत्य हैं, पढ़े लिखे हैं, उनको गोपियों ने दुत्कार दिया। तब गोपियां उद्धव जी को सम्मान करती है। उद्धवम पूजयम चक्रु, उद्धव जी को अब पूजा की। और कैसे पूजा की? तो यहां पर ज्ञात्वा आत्मानम अधोक्षजम। तो सामान्य अर्थ तो यह है कि ज्ञात्वा आत्मानम अधोक्षजम, इन लोगों ने समझा कि उद्धव कौन है, आत्मानम अधोक्षजम, अधोक्षज से अभिन्न है, दोनों एक ही हैं। और वास्तव में उद्धव है ही ऐसा, क्योंकि उद्धव का कई एक अर्थ होता है। उसमें से एक अर्थ होता है उत्सव। जैसे हमारे मंदिर में उत्सव मूर्ति है ना, है? उद्धव जो है कृष्ण के उत्सव मूर्ति हैं, कृष्ण से अभिन्न हैं, जो कि वहां पर आए हैं। और इस बात को वो समझ गई। तो ज्ञात्वा आत्मानम अधोक्षजम, एक तो यह अर्थ हुआ। दूसरा अर्थ हुआ आत्मानम अधोक्षजम ज्ञात्वा, जिसको श्री स्वामी कोट किए हैं नीचे वाला में, आत्मानम अधोक्षजम ज्ञात्वा, अपने आप को गोपियां समझी कि हम तो कृष्ण से अभिन्न हैं, क्योंकि वो कृष्ण में लग गई थी। और यह जो बात है कई एक जगह देखा जाता है, ये मायावादियों के समान नहीं, ये अलग है अभिन्नता, कि जब कृष्ण के विरह में गोपियां कृष्ण को ढूंढ रही थी, तो कोई पुतना बन गई, कोई कृष्ण बन गया, तो ड्रामा नहीं कर रही थी, वो कृष्ण थी, वो पुतना थी, कोई ड्रामा नहीं था। जैसे ग्वाल बालों को कोई खेल खेल में, जो भी काम में वन में सब लीलाएं जो कृष्ण किए थे समस्त अवतारों का, वैसे ही गोपियां भी, कोई राम बन गई, कोई रावण बन गया, तो उसी भाव में हो गई थी। तो वही है ज्ञात्वा आत्मानम अधोक्षजम, आत्मानम अधोक्षजम ज्ञात्वा। ये गोपियां समझी कि हम तो कृष्ण से अभिन्न हैं, उद्धव भी अभिन्न है, हम भी अभिन्न हैं, तो गाली गलौज करने का। So they are saying 4 R formula: realization, repentation, rectification and reunification. तो ये रियलाइजेशन का है। अब उद्धव जी को आप देखोगे रिपेंटेशन का और रेक्टिफिकेशन में, जो आज श्लोक आपने खत्म किया वो रेक्टिफिकेशन का है, गुणानुवाद करते हैं उद्धव जी। और इतने मनमुग्ध हो गए, इतने मनमुग्ध हो गए कि अंत में वो समझे जिस बात के लिए भगवान उद्धव को भेजे थे। भगवान ने सोचा ये हमारा मित्र है, हमारा प्रेमी है, सब कुछ जानता है, फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री मैथ सब कुछ जानता है, लेकिन मेरे प्रेम के विषय में नहीं जानता है। यदि मैं इसे पढ़ाऊंगा तो समझेगा नहीं। अरे जानता है, वो पढ़ाए। इसलिए भगवान ने उद्धव को ब्रज भेजा था, और अब पीएचडी कर लिए थे प्रेम में। तब उद्धव अब जाना नहीं चाहते थे, ब्रज से अब जाना नहीं चाहते थे। यहाँ कृष्ण है, वहां जाना नहीं चाहते थे। राधा रानी को धक्का देना पड़ा कि जाओ, गेट आउट, जाओ, कृष्ण तुम्हारा परिचय करे हैं, क्योंकि तुम यहां अपने आनंद के लिए ललायित हो, तुम स्वार्थी हो। अरे कृष्ण कितने विरह में है, वो वेटिंग कर रहे हैं तुमसे संदेश सुनने के लिए। जैसे हमारा कोई व्यक्ति अस्पताल में होता है, दुखी होता है, कुछ होता है, तो घर वाले गुड न्यूज सुनना चाहते हैं, कि क्या हुआ। तो राधा रानी, वो अंतिम श्लोकों में आएगा, राधा रानी कहते हैं कि तुम जाओ, कृष्ण सुनना चाहते हैं हम लोगों के इस दुख को। इस प्रकार से अध्याय समाप्त हुआ है। सुंदर दोनों अध्याय हैं। भागवत सप्ताह का अध्याय है, दोनों 7 दिन तक कथा हो। वेरी गुड। मैंने अन्नो जब की तवा वाला जो श्लोक है, जब गोपियां भ्रमर गीत जहां से शुरू हुआ, जल्प उपजल्प प्रजल्प इत्यादि को व्याख्या किया कि नहीं किया, रियली गुड। एनीवे, तो ये रियलाइजेशन का श्लोक है।
थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर
Hare Krishna. Like Devguru was saying that he didn't want to go back. In this regard, we remember same thing happened to Hanumanji also. Hanumanji was actually devotee of Lord Ramchandra. Then he was thinking, why this personality is crying like that, crying for like ordinary man for Sita and all that. So actually when he went and met Sita ji and had a conversation, then he was thinking how Lord Ramchandra was living without her. So like that he was thinking. Yeah, how Lord Ramchandra is living without her. Now I understand why he's crying like that. So that way, now at that time he became a devotee of Sita ji. Like that, Uddhav ji also became devotees of Srimad Radharani. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, जय गौर प्रेमानंदे।